Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're doing a couple things here today. We're going to do the Alaska Tracy podcast. So if you're listening, welcome to episode 44. And if you're watching in the women's success community, welcome. We have a special guest, Nichol Robbins, with the Heart of Massage with us today. Welcome, Nichol.
Hi, I am welcome. Thank you for having me on.
And you just had about 2 feet of hair cut off today, right?
It's about a foot of hair, and it's liberating.
Wow, how freeing!
It is very more confidence. Like yes, let's do this.
It looks super cute, super snappy. So welcome. I thought today, and disclosure, Nichol is a member of the women's, the free group, the Women's Success Community on Facebook. You can find it, Women's Success Community. And she's a member, a paid member for Visions to Profits membership, which the doors are closed and they're going to be opening real soon. If you're listening to this at another time, you can go to alaskatracy.com and find out more information about it. So what we're going to talk about today is the journey of entrepreneurship, the messiness, the reality, and the successes. So Nichol, would you tell me, we met, which I can't believe it seems so much longer, a little over a year ago.
We met when I was still in my old space. So it's been about 2 years.
About 2 years.
Since we met, about-ish.
Okay. So
about
Nichol,
a year and a half.
I went to see her as a massage therapist. She was referred to me through Becky. Oh gosh, Becky, amazing. And I walked in the door and it was like we had this amazing connection, right? Like
so good.
It was so good. And so Nichol was massaging me and we were just sharing little bits and pieces about business. And I told her what I do, business consulting and helping business owners, blah, blah, blah. And I could literally feel your energy, just like, and you were like, oh!
Yeah, I got super excited. I was like, oh, yay! I've been following you into my life.
So you totally believe in that as well, as having a vision and it appearing sometimes in odd ways, right?
Right, yep.
So what was the space that you were in? Not literally, or you can describe your massage space, both your massage space and the space mentally that you were in back then.
So I was pretty much a sole proprietor, just doing my work as a massage therapist, massaging people. But in my mind, I really wanted to get a little bigger and have a bigger space. And I was kind of stuck in like not knowing business and not understanding it fully. And I really wanted to jump into that side of business and life because that's where I wanted to go. And so I kept putting it out there that that's what I wanted. And so when you met me, I was really just like trying to put together the pieces to grow bigger. And when I found out what you did, it got me really excited because that's where I wanted to go. And yeah.
And you were in the process of moving to a larger space.
I hadn't been approached yet by my property manager, who was my property manager over there. I hadn't been approached yet. She had found she's been listening to my dreams for a little while when I would go in and talk to her. Like, I'm looking for something bigger. And she approached me probably like around the time that we had met, around then, and said, I have a 1,500 square foot place I want you to look at. And that really, like, when I came to my new space and saw it, I fell in love with it. And even though it was really raw, there was nothing in the walls, no paint, no flooring. I was like, this is my space. It's laid out exactly how I want it. And so I jumped on that and said yes.
I remember I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just remember from a business standpoint, thinking, what is she doing? because I'd asked you a couple questions and I was like, oh, what, oh. And then I think my husband saw you and I was like, kind of casually mention, because he's real business savvy, like, what, oh, what, you know, because I think I knew you didn't have like an outline, a plan.
No.
Yeah.
No. I just jumped in. I jumped in head first. Like, it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen and it's going to work. And now I'm like, oh, okay. And the business, yeah, like that's why I needed business people in my life. And
so then I think you were in the space a couple months and you went to the retreat, my Vision Women's Rejuvenation Retreat last June.
Yep. 6 months in.
You were 6 months in. And you had a breakthrough during the retreat.
I did. It was so good. It really broke me down to the point of like, I really didn't know what I was doing with any of it, and humbled me to the point of like really seeking networking and relying on people. And I can't do it alone. Like, trying to do everything alone, it's not possible. And being in the women's retreat and coming out knowing that there was going to be a membership took my whole, just a weight lifted off my whole entire soul. I felt like I could lean on somebody, and a group of beautiful women that were there with me at the retreat are in the membership now. And it was just nice to have that, knowing that I had that connection and that accountability, and it's just growing and growing. And I feel more confident having that. And you, like, it's been great.
Well, what you just said, it takes a community, right? Like I had no idea where this membership, what it was going to look like. I just knew that I needed to provide more, because like you said, we're having this intense weekend. You're all creating these plans, these written plans, and then you go away and, okay, see ya. Bye-bye. And
I didn't want to be alone anymore.
Right. It was like Saturday night and you were just fit to be tied. And then Sunday I said, oh, by the way, I'm creating this membership if you all want to buy in. And you were just like, I could just see like, oh, I'm done. I'm stopping all this work. I'm good. Because I know that'll be fine. And for me, it's about, I'm not the end all be all. So this community of minds, like, that everyone has their specialty, and Faith can help you do your website, and Suzanne's got thriving business. She can help you, and like it's like this community, and I'm the facilitator, and it's beautiful. So we came back and things started really happening. And where are you now today? How far in are we? We're almost a year and a half of you being in that space.
June, it'll be a year and a half. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So where are you at today?
I'm almost to the point where I can see everything, finances, business planning. I can see everything in one spot versus being completely disorganized out in space. I'm a big picture type of a person. I'm not the detail oriented. I am now. I have gotten more detail oriented because of this group and the accountability calls and such. But I think of big picture, and that's where everything was out here. And at this point in this business, a year and a couple months in, I'm really proud of myself that it's all kind of focused into one little spot, and I can see it, and I feel more confident. Like, okay, I have to do this, and I have to do this.
Did you even know what a P&L was? Profit and loss statement before the right? And that was like, you were just like, oh no, and we're like, no, we got you.
Numbers are not my thing. They weren't my thing. They're getting to be my thing now.
So you have the local Press just did a wonderful article on your business, which I'll drop the link in the show notes. If you're on the podcast, and if you're in the women's success community, I'll pop them in. So people are renting space from you, from your facility.
Yeah, they are. I've got the Yoga Collective. It's a group of about 6 yoga teachers, and they all teach Hatha yoga, and the classes are small and intimate. You can't fit more than 12 people in my back yoga space, which is so nice. I've had some of my clients that I've sent there say it's just like having my own personal yoga teacher. And I'm like, isn't that great? And they sleep, people sleep so much better after yoga. It's okay to be where you're at in your body with yoga in my space with these teachers. It's a really good connection that I have with them. And then I have a rolfer and a myotherapist and another massage therapist and some other energy healers and myself renting space.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So that's the big success, right? And like, I think often I'm pointing to myself when I'm not in faith, when I'm not doing the work, when I'm not trusting the process, when I'm scrolling randomly on social media. I always call it the compare and lose game. And I'm seeing these ads pop up that are quick success. You're doing it wrong. You can make $10,000 a month. What are you doing?
Right.
It's easy to focus on other people's wins and wonder what the heck we're doing wrong. And we were just sort of talking about this before I hit record, that being an entrepreneur is a forever balancing act, struggle, work. It's work.
It is so much work.
It's so much work. And we were both talking about, man, there's days when it's like, I'm just going to go walk dogs for a living, or I'm just going to leave 5 minutes before the miracle. So you've had a couple big obstacles in the last year. What's helped you to not bail?
So I had was diagnosed with thyroid cancer in October, and I really did want to just throw in at that point because that diagnosis was scary. Everything was fear-based. And what kept me going and is keeping me going is faith and surrendering and not trying to control every little thing. Because when I start controlling it, I start getting fear. I start wanting to run away. And when I just surrender and believe and have faith, things just start coming my way. Just keep piling in all the good stuff when I let go of control and have faith and surrender.
And how do you keep the faith when it feels sometimes like we're alone on an island?
Meditation has helped me tremendously, and yoga, and just constantly bringing it back. Whenever I have a fear-based thought, I just close my eyes and I say, I'm grateful. Don't know for what, for everything. Doesn't matter. I just say I'm grateful and be done. And usually that fear-based feeling and thought goes away.
Good. And you show up every week at 6 a.m. on Tuesdays to do a Focus Forward call where we talk in bits and pieces about this stuff. And it helps me to keep moving forward. Like I get off the calls. Of course, today I did go back to sleep, but I get off the calls and I'm like, wow, something's happening here.
I'm always feeling a shift from the call. I'm looking forward to it. I feel more motivated, more business motivated. I have a more business mindset when I get off the calls. I'm like, I'm really going to focus. It just brings me back in to where I need to be. And I have 2 small children and I'm a single mom, and I need help bringing the business side back into my life, which I love our calls.
And feeling like what we're thinking is okay. Like, oh, I've thought that too. Oh, yeah. Like all of a sudden we're connected. We're not alone anymore.
Right.
So
We all struggle.
what's up?
We all struggle. We all do.
Right. And being alone struggling is. So I run into women in business all the time. I ran into one yesterday in the locker room at the gym who has a business, and she's like, oh, I'm got all these struggles going on. And I told her about the membership, and I told her about doing the vision map. And she said, I'm so busy. And I hear that every day. I'm so busy. I can't give time to another thing. What would you say to that objection?
That's a hard one because I'm very busy as well, and I have to make the time because I want to succeed in my business in a different way than what I was doing before. So I have to make the time. So I will say I don't have the time, but honestly, I could stop mindlessly scrolling for a little bit.
Right.
Make a little bit more time for something else. Like I definitely could make time.
Right.
It's hard, but it's a practice.
Do you feel much more freedom in your life because you've got structure now built in?
Yes, actually, I do. I do. I really do. I do. It's all right here instead of out here. Not knowing.
Right. Good. Good. So if you could give one piece of advice to somebody today who is completely overwhelmed, struggling, even has a successful business, meaning making a lot of money, what would that one piece of advice be?
Take a deep breath, surrender, tell yourself you love yourself, everything's going to be okay, and then reach out to someone who you trust and just reach out. You don't have to tell them what's going on, just reach out. Because having connection is so important, and I've realized that over the past couple of years.
Good advice, Nichol. I thank you so much for sharing your story of success with me and with the community. And I will put all the links how you can get a hold of Nichol. However you're listening to this, I'll make sure that you can get a hold of her if you want to. And thanks again for being a part of my community and helping me to stay the course when
Absolutely.
I want to bail.
Absolutely. Wouldn't want it any other way. I love it. I love it so much.
I know. It's amazing. All right. Thanks everyone for listening, and wherever you're joining in from, may you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks.